the one and only podcast by a blind wrestling fan.
Wrestling, 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 wrestling in the dark!
Hey up guys, welcome to another episode of WITD. Today I come to you a tickled and entertained man because I just got done watching a free match here on YouTube that encapsulates exactly how wrestling can still be fun even if you can't see what's going on, and how important commentary can be to help you still enjoy it. Of course, as you'll have seen from the title, it's the Invisble Man versus Invisible Stan. This took place at GCW Presents Joey Janela's Spring Break 3 in April of last year. I watched it at the request of my good friend / editor, whatever you want your title to be, Rawbserver.
Ooh, editor, that sounds posh. I'll take that, thank you very much.
And I couldn't resist when he asked. It sounded like it'd be fun, and yeah, it was. It was fun. I'm not the sort of person that's against comedy wrestling. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it has to be all cool and serious and ultra believable. I like having fun with wrestling. I like it when it's fun, and this match was definitely that. As you can imagine, Invisble Man is invisible, and so is his brother, Invisible Stan. Stan comes out first, and I instantly laughed because the ring announcer said that his weight was immeasurable, and I was like, okay, it's going to be this sort of match. Bryce Remsburg ends up being the referee, which I was endlessly entertained by now that I know him from AEW. Obviously, I'd never heard of him before I started watching AEW, but now he's a name that I definitely recognise. So him being in it instantly it made it even funnier. He checks Stan for weapons as he gets in the ring, and I just thought that was great too. I wish that I could have seen what this looked like in terms of Remsburg selling just a match that completely isn't happening, and the crowd were all completely into it as Invisible Stan's making his entrance. They're all booing and chanting "fuck you, Stan," and then when Invisible Man comes out, they're completely behind him. They're all cheering. Just straight away I was like, okay. And then the commentary starts taking it perfectly seriously as well, like building up this heat that the two brothers have got between them, and then they start calling it, and it's just like a completely normal match. They tying up in the middle of the ring, going back and forth. Then they start exchanging pins, 1s and 2 counts. It must have looked so funny, Remsburg just scrambling from one cover to the other. And then they're like forearming each other, and that goes on until they start calling... I was going to say they went for chairs, but they do the forearm shots until Invisible Stan gets Invisible Man in the eyes, and the crowd boos him for it. Then both competitors start calling for chairs, and Remsburg's like, it's only fair, you've got one, he has to have one too. And then commentary's like, oh, did you hear that one? It sounded like a baseball bat hitting a carcass. And I was like, what? A, how do you know what that sounds like? And B, that's brilliant. They're like fighting on the outside. Invisible Man gets split open. The crowd is reacting to it like the spot's going on. Like whatever Remsburg does to signal that Stan goes for the eyes, or that Man's been busted open, I assume, by like maybe getting the gloves on or something like that. It's just, it's brilliant the way that they did it. I thought it was so hilarious, like the crowd just reacting to it as it goes on. Man like breaks free from being checked on, goes back after Stan. They're brawling through the crowd up to the balcony. Remsburg's going after her, and then they take a tumble off the balcony. The commentary's like, that's gotta be 30 foot, and they're like selling how brutal it is. Then Remsburg gets low blowed by Invisible Stan and replaced by another ref who does like this really slow count that allows Stan to kick out of something, and then Invisible Man puts Stan through a table at the end and picks up the win. And my favourite part of this was Bryce Remsburg at the beginning informing the crowd that the only way he could properly officiate this match was with bad boy vision, and I wasn't sure what that meant. They did mention glasses later on, so I assume it was that. I also sort of wondered whether it was like chugging a load of beer or just whatever, but I love this. I'm not at all opposed to this level of stupidness, and I actually thought that it was a really enjoyable match, considering that there was absolutely nothing going on and everyone's just acting like something's happening. I thought it was brilliant, and I'm going to leave the link down in the description because I think that you should go and watch it, because it's the closest that you're ever going to get to having my experience of just listening to a match and getting these spots that are happening and still not being able to see it, and it still sort of being entertaining and being a story to it. I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. I found it really funny, and I was just chuckling the whole way through. I almost wish that I'd just recorded myself watching it, because the whole thing would have just been like just the whole time, because it was just really, really tickling and entertaining. So yeah, thanks Rawbserver, I really appreciate you asking me to watch that match. And if anyone else has got any suggestions for these sort of quick free matches on YouTube that you'd like to hear me talk about, just leave them in the comments section, because I'm happy to go and watch this sort of thing for 11 minutes. You really can't complain at something like this. It's funny and it's entertaining, and it's over pretty quickly before it gets old. I'm on Twitter at Mason_WITD if you've got anything you want to say, or you can drop your suggestions in the comments section. Leave a like and subscribe if you feel that way inclined, and I'm off, and you should have a good one.
Wrestling, 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 wrestling in the dark!
Do